everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be applying my set using my gel method, and this is one of my favorite ways to do my nails with one of my installs. This is my gel install that I also have a video on if you want to see more step-by-step of how I do my gel method, but I did this whole set using that method. So I just started off with just clipping and shaping my nails, and right now I am picking the size of the nail that just fits my natural nail as best as possible. And make sure when you get those nails that fit, make sure that you go ahead and file underneath the nails. That step is very important to ensure adhesion. And yeah, you just go ahead and get into the set after that. So after I've filed everything, then I go ahead and I push my cuticles back and I do my cuticle work. And this is probably the most important step as far as the prep. So the cuticle area is where you're going to get most of your lifting and your pop-offs. So you want to make sure that you pay close attention to the cuticle area. Alright, so when you are filing around the cuticles, make sure that you're filing the entire area, which is the sidewall, the back of the cuticle over to the other sidewall, and make sure you just file that entire area. Alright, so this is probably my most satisfying part of the prep. This is where you go ahead and file off any of the natural oils, removing any shine from the nail plate to make sure the nail is as clean as possible. And you want to make sure that you're filing the entire natural nail. The back of the nail, the tip, where the free edge is, the middle nail, the sidewalls, everything. Make sure you get the whole nail filed. Here I am cleaning up my cuticles with my cuticle ball. After I prep my cuticles, they're a little bit rough, so I like to go in and clean them up with my cuticle ball. I go ahead and dust off my nails and dehydrate them, and I just use rubbing alcohol to do that. Alright, so after I try my nail on again, just make sure that I size them right. I go ahead and I apply my gel that I'm going to be using to secure the nail to my natural nail, and I apply that generously. This is the gel that I'm going to be using to cure my nail to the tip. And you see here that I dehydrate the nail again before I put the gel that I'm going to cure the nail to the tip with. Dehydrating is really important. I try to make sure that my nails are dehydrated as possible. Okay, so after I go ahead and secure my nails, I do go ahead and flash cure them for about 10 seconds or so, and then I put my whole hand back in the lamp and I cure that again for about 30 seconds. So this is just the method that I use just to get them to adhere as best as possible. I'll secure the nail, flash cure it individually, and then I do put my whole hand back under the lamp again. Okay, so now that the set is on, I'm going to go ahead and put my builder gel on the set as an overlay. I use 2 coats of this builder gel, and after each coat I cure it for 30 seconds, and this is what helps to strengthen the nail. Now this builder gel is self-leveling, so you want to make sure that you put it nice and evenly throughout the nail, and it is sticky, so you want to make sure that you don't bump it into your lamp. Alright, so after that overlay is done, I do go ahead and I remove the sticky layer with more rubbing alcohol and make sure that the tips are as clean and dehydrated as possible. After this, I'm going to go ahead in with my base coat and base the entire set, and then I'm going to cure that, and then we'll be ready to move on to the polish. So these installs are really some of my favorite to do because they cut down so much on the time, and I can really just focus on designing the nails. And with these methods, if you use the prep and if you do the prep and you do everything, then the longevity is there. So you get to cut down on the time and you have that same amount of retention because of the prep. So yeah. Alright, so for this set, I wanted to do a pink set. Pink is definitely my favorite color, and it's my favorite color to do on nails. Well, it's one of my favorite colors to do on nails. So for this set, I wanted to do pink, and I wanted to use different shades of pink. So I'm leaving that ring finger blank so I can use that as my accent nail. I'm going to put a different shade of pink on there, and I use 2 coats for each color that I do, and I cure them in between each coat. Alright, and now I'm going in with my nail art foil glue. I'm going to be using foils for this set, and I put the glue on there for the foils. I cure that for 60 seconds. I found out that as long as you cure it, but you don't want to go more than 60 seconds, but for me 30 seconds is too short. So if you cure it for 60 seconds, then the foil will stick longer. So I cure the glue for the foil for 60 seconds. I put the foil over it, and I kind of just rub it on there, and I use my cuticle pusher to rub the design on, and then just go ahead and take the foil off. Alright, so here I'm just trying on the charm just to make sure that that's the one that I want to go with. And then I go ahead and I put the nail art foil glue on the thumb, cure that for the 60 seconds. And when I put my foil on it and I rub the cuticle pusher over it to kind of really get the design to go on there, then I go ahead and I take the foil off. And then I wanted to do sort of like a French for this foil. So I just used my black striper, and I just kind of did just a solid line under the design of the foil, and I made it into a French. This polish that I'm using for the line is gel, so I'm going to go ahead and cure that as well. Alright, and now I am going to go ahead and add some bling to the set. And for the stones, I just put just a bit of the gel glue that I have that cures the bling onto the set. I just put not a lot. And then I go ahead and I use my tool and just put the stones where I want. And then for that middle finger, I put an extra bow at the bottom. Now I did go ahead and cure that bling on, but for this charm, I want to secure it with acrylic. And I actually do have a really good glue that I like to use for my big charms, but the top of it has broken off. So if I were to use that for this right now, it was just going to make a big mess. So instead, I'm going to secure it with just a bead of acrylic, and I put the charm on there and kind of let it set up. Alrighty, so after I give that charm about a minute to set up, then I just go ahead, my design is done, it's exactly the way I wanted it, so I just go ahead with my top coat and I top it off. And this top coat is a no wipe top coat because I just don't have time for a top coat that you have to wipe off after. So this is a no wipe top coat. Once I cure this for 60 seconds, then this design is finished. Okay, so after curing, I did want to give the set a more duck shape. So I filed with my e-file a moon shape, and I just went ahead and dusted those off to make sure I had the shape that I wanted. And yeah, here is the final result. This set was so much fun. This came out to be one of my favorite sets, and thanks for watching.